Okay, so whoever's listening today, I have a message for you, and they was very clear that this is how I should start the message. You forgave them, but you forgave them too soon. And so the collective that I'm speaking to today, and by the way, just so that you know, this message has been coming through since last night, and then all throughout my dreams, I've had dreams about this message, and then all of this morning, I've been thinking about this message, and it's just been very clear that Spirit really wants me to deliver this to whoever is receiving this today. And basically, what I was getting is that it's time for you to stop spiritually bypassing the anger, the rage, the frustration, the pain, all of those emotions that you might have decided is too low vibe or too icky or not worthy enough to explore. The universe is saying that they really want you to actually do the shadow work on those feelings. And it's not about sending evil eye or bad energy or any of that to these other people. This is because it's a part of your spiritual growth. And it's really, really important that you don't push away this anger or this rage. I'm getting your rage is beautiful to God. I really have been just encouraged not to whitewash or water down this message because it's so important. So if you have been hurt in the past, and this could have been years ago, these people, may not even be in your life anymore. But if you have felt like there are these old wounds that will find their way into your conscious mind very, very regularly, and you can't, they're like ruminations that you can't get past, then this message is for you. And you're not the only one going through it. And I just want you to know that. And I have no idea how this reading's going to turn out, but we'll see. So let's just get started. Okay, so yeah, Six of Swords energy. So you're looking to move forward. There's a move happening here. And you have moved on, but you might have moved on physically and yet not emotionally. This came up in another reading. So if you saw that reading and you're getting this reading and you feel like that was most for you and this one might be for you, then this is linked. And then we have the Emperor. Yeah, so you're coming into your personal power now. Like there's a lot of sovereignty in standing your ground and asserting yourself. This is fire energy because the Emperor is often associated with Aries energy. And, you know, I just feel like there's a stronger foundation coming in for you, but you need to, you know, because the Emperor is also the number 4. So there's like an energy of strong foundations building here. But until you can access your rage and until you can learn to accept your anger, you may not be able to build this foundation. Because it's like you won't be able to hold it if you don't accept yourself for all of the ugly, icky, horrible feelings as well. So, and shadow work has been coming up for me a lot. Like I'm with you on this journey. I know exactly where you're at with this journey. I feel it too. So you really need to trust that those things that are coming up for you right now, trust that they're actually from Spirit, and they may not feel like the nice feelings that you can sometimes get when you're in connection with Spirit, but trust yourself and trust that this is going to help you. Oh, I'm getting root chakra cleansing. This is going to help you feel safe. That's why the number 4 was coming up, because this is your safety. This is your stability in creating your assertiveness. Yes, So there's a sense of you feeling trapped, but you're not trapped. You've got the blindfold on and you know, you're surrounded by these swords, but you can step out. You can step away from this at any moment. Yeah. And you're trapped by your thoughts and by your thinking. Oh, here we go. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this has been a very slow journey, a slow process for you. And with the Pentacles, it could have felt like this was holding you back. Not just, like there could have been some financial blocks. Oh, this could have been related to your workplace. Maybe people in your workplace, like a boss potentially. Yeah, with the Knight, I'm getting more like a colleague, but it could have been impacting your relationship with authority, because there is the Emperor here as well. Ace of Cups. So this was very, very emotional for you. This felt like you could be feeling right now like the emotions are just like overflowing, and the universe wants, it's upright, so the universe wants you to let it overflow. Like if these are tears of sadness, regret, resentment, rage, let it flow. Let it flow forth from you. Okay. I'm just wondering if there's anything else that's gonna come up. I did get a song earlier and it's gone. I can't remember it. But something about shining bright. Or shining in your own power, letting yourself shine. Okay, I'm going to put those aside for a minute. We may come back to the tarot, but like I just want to see if there's anything that we can get maybe from the astrology, because I recently was watching a reading online that was talking about the fixed star Polaris. So maybe that could be relevant to you, but I definitely feel like the astrology, like at the moment, could hold some meaning for you with regards to this energy with letting go. Or it's not even about letting go, actually. Like you're not ready to let go yet. Like you thought you're ready to let go. You tried to forgive these people. You tried to empathize with them, and you tried to have compassion for their pain, but you just absorbed, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. You just absorbed their pain as your own. You didn't allow yourself to hold your own pain. You just went straight to being empathetic and understanding. And yes, we are all one and we are all connected, but these lessons were meant for you. This rage, this anger was designed as a part of your spiritual path. So it's so important not to look past that. Oh, okay, so what I was saying about Aries energy, yes, and it's saying act. So I can't tell you what to obviously do here, but there is an action you're being called to take, and it's something with regards to fire. This could just be a ritual, like maybe you're somebody who loves to do like spells and rituals like that, like witchcraft rituals. If that's you, a fire spell could like be really, really helpful at this time. I like to use on occasion cord cutting, but it's like not with like a blade, it's with fire that cuts the cord, as a way of kind of like the edges of that cord burn out. Like it's like the emotional energy or the energy that was stuck between those 2 points burns out. And yeah, but like you need to allow yourself to get angry. Like you can't just do the ritual, because if you're just doing the ritual just to be done with it and you're not putting any actual like emotion into that, then Spirit is giving me the impression that it'll have no power, because like the spells themselves, like the actions you take, have no power. It's the emotion that you hold. It's the mental energy that you bring to conducting that ritual that has all of the power. Like you're the power, you're the magic in this. It's actually got very little to do with what herbs you use and what, like it's what those herbs mean to you. So make sure whatever you do, whatever you're using, it has meaning to you. Allow yourself, maybe this is like you're going to write a letter to this person who hurt you, and you're going to express yourself in a way that's completely unfiltered, like be savage, be rude, be a see you next Tuesday, if you catch my meaning. Don't hold back. Like, this is not the energy, this is not the time to hold back. This is time, like Aries don't hold back. They allow themselves to be aggressive. But like, yeah, I do sort of feel like this has held back your ambition, because we have the Emperor here and the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm just getting like something here with regards to your ability to bring finances or resources to the table, because you've been told that you're too much, too ambitious, too expressive. Could be you're too big, like physically overweight, or too small, too skinny, like too attractive, not attractive enough, too much, just too much in every regard. And somebody didn't like that. And I'm getting a lot of jealousy angled towards you. Like there's a lot of psychic attack, has been sent your way. Maybe not now, this might not be necessarily right in the present, although if it is, sending you so much love and positive energy. But like at the same time, like I almost don't want to send you positive energy, because I want you to experience this and go through this and allow yourself. It doesn't always have to be good all the time. Like you're so much more than being the good girl or the good boy or the obedient one. Like allow yourself to be the rebel. Allow yourself to take action in a way that feels so good. It's so good because it's so bad, you know, like that kind of energy, like that rage of like, and I'm not telling anyone to go seek revenge. Do what you know to be right for your situation. But maybe you do need to assert yourself and your power. Maybe you do need to set a boundary. Or maybe you do need to say, you know, I'm trying to figure out how not to swear on here. But, you know, F off. Like, F you. Like, F off. F out of my life, you know. You're allowed to. Why shouldn't you? Who cares what they think? You know, they've already done the worst. So who cares? But I'm getting the sense as well, like this may not be current in your life. Take that as it resonates. There's an opposition here. Yeah, obviously. Conflict, opposition. And I feel like this opposition isn't even with the other person. This is an opposition within yourself. You're opposing yourself right now. Oh, really interesting. Okay, Virgo energy. Yeah, this is workplace energy for sure. But it also says digest on the card. So I'm wondering if this is like you digesting all of this resentment through your rage, like letting that fire just burn inside of you as a way of digesting the resentment. Because forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. But you haven't truly forgiven them, and you know you haven't deep down, you know, like you've put a band-aid on it. You're spiritually bypassing the truth of the situation, which is that this person did not act in a way that was kind or loving, and you have shown them so much kindness. You gave them everything, and they just took, and they took your kindness for weakness, and then they used it against you. Yeah, okay, so then we've got symbiosis. And again, this is the energy within you. Like, this is your energy working itself out. It actually has very little to actually do with that other person. They were just the trigger for your growth. You know, like, I think of like, okay, so you know with like skincare, for example, so we'll use like harsh actives like retinols or retinoids or whatever. And they're effectively, or like Botox, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but they basically like create like a breakdown in the collagen. No, Botox doesn't do that, but you know, it sort of breaks the skin down so that it has to repair itself on a cellular level. And that's what this trigger is. And it's like the same if you do a workout, like you do resistance training at the gym, but your muscles aren't made in the gym. The gym and lifting the heavy weights is what creates the tears in the muscle fibers. It's the rest that creates that builds the muscle back up. It's the rest and the nutrition and all those other good things. And so the universe is trying to tell you that like right now in this situation, the version of rest for this situation is to allow yourself to sit in your anger and to just hold that anger. And that was another thing that I was getting, is that you could use the black dragon as a way of transmuting this anger. And I got like this vision of this black dragon, this sleek black dragon with glossy black scales. It was so shiny. The light was just literally like reflecting off of the scales. And like, I think there's something in that, because it's kind of like, it's not that this is devoid of light. Light is still there, but it's like reflecting off of the scales, because like obsidian, because you're not meant to, like, we're not meant to exist without our shadow. Like, we were born into this world of polarity with dark and light so that we can learn to accept both, because you can't choose. You can't have free will if you're not choosing from a point of having that polarity within you. If you were only made of light, there's no choice. You're always going to choose the light. But if you're also somebody who can experience rage, anger, jealousy, frustration, grief, things that we consider like low vibe, we have to go through that. Like, we have to experience those parts of ourselves, because that's the point of why we're here as humans. That's part of our spiritual journey. And so when we remember that we are just as much those things as we are the light, then we can choose to make decisions from a point of light. But you can't skip that step. You have to go through that shadow work. And so that is the symbiosis of the light and the dark. They feed into each other to create the beautiful being that is you. Okay, so don't jump over that step. Okay, I'm going to get us a moon card to see if there's any sort of guidance here. And like I said, I may go back to the tarot, because I just want to see if there's like anything more to this story, but this is just really important. It just felt so urgent. Like, there were things that like I had felt in my life that I thought I had moved past, that just came up just really randomly and really suddenly. And then I was getting guidance to speak on it. And, you know, like, the reason why I'm being the one called to deliver this specific message is because I'm also going through it too. So if you're seeing this, it's because I resonate with you on a frequency level. So it's not by accidents. Nothing is by accidents. By accident. Nothing is by accident. Okay, assess the situation. We've got that Virgo energy again. First quarter moon in Virgo. So assess the situation. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Can we get a little bit of explanation on what that means? New moon in Taurus, know your worth. And we have Chiron in Taurus right now. So there is a little bit about your self-worth here. Like, maybe you felt like you weren't worth standing up for, you weren't worth protecting, or maybe you thought others would protect you and they didn't, and that damaged your self-worth. Been through that before. So if you felt like you weren't protected, or maybe the people that hurt you were the people that were supposed to protect you. So even though I'm getting like Virgo energy, I felt like, oh, this could be like a work-related issue. This could also be a family issue, familial. Push through any insecurity. Okay. So what's that? Okay, yeah. So if you start to feel like uncomfortable in that anger of like, I don't know if this is right, like it's saying like, no, you got to do it. You got to be angry. You've got to allow yourself to feel that pain. And then, yeah, full moon in Pisces, forgive. But I feel like we're not going to rush there. I feel like this is more saying forgive yourself for not standing up for yourself, for not holding your own ground, or for not leaving soon enough, or for not getting angry soon enough, or for not seeing your worth. Yeah, forgive yourself, because there was a lot that you took on that didn't belong to you. And I feel like when you start to like access your self-worth, let me know in the comments if this like resonates with you, but like I have known in the past, as soon as I start feeling my worth, my true worth, that is like, I want to say double-edged sword, but it's not a double-edged sword. It's like on one hand it's healing, and on the other hand it brings up so much pain, because it's like if I had always known my worth, I never would have let this happen. If I had allowed myself to love myself earlier, I would never have put up with all of the behavior that I put up with. And so that might resonate with someone here. Like if you're on a journey of self-love and like discovering your value and your worth again, and not from an egotistical point of view, like I do not like, no judgment and no hate. Like if you're on a health cleanse or whatever, or if you're, progressing in your career or whatever, that is great and that is fantastic, but it goes deeper than those things. I'm not talking about that stuff. This one I'm talking about, like, this comes down to knowing who you are before anyone else sees that person, like knowing your worth before anyone else recognizes that worth. And it doesn't matter what you look like, where you are in your health journey, where you are in your career, what your money or your bank account looks like. It's about just knowing, I am the kind of person who, fill in the blank. Maybe you're a really good friend. Maybe you're, trying to think. But even if you're not a good friend, actually, no, this is important. Let's look at that. Let's break that down for a sec. Even if you have identified yourself as being a good friend, I also want you to conversely identify with the parts of you that are not a good friend. The parts that you've pushed down, the parts of you that you've suppressed, the parts of you that maybe you were a turncoat. Maybe you did change up on somebody at one point. Maybe you did feel jealousy. Maybe you gossiped behind someone's back. Like, it's all supremely human. Can you love yourself even through that? Like, you're not just the good friend, you're also the bad friend, and that's okay. That doesn't take away from your worth. It doesn't mean that you are worthless because you have those aspects to you. It's about knowing that those aspects exist, that you'll never stop being worthy, and that now that you are aware that you have the bad friend in you, you can choose to be the good friend. And that is the ultimate power. Okay. That felt really good to say. But yeah, like, it doesn't have to be a good friend. It could be anything. The good daughter, the good mother, the good sister, the good employee, the good client, I don't know, student, whatever it is, like whatever you think you're good at, like maybe write a list of those things and just be like, oh, I'm the good blah, 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 blah. And that's how you've identified yourself. And that's great. And you are those things. Like, you're saying that for a reason. You're still that. It doesn't make you any less of that to be the opposite equal. the equal opposite. You know what I mean? That's what polarity is, but you have to learn to accept that you are both. Yeah, okay. I've just got this card up here on the bottom of the deck. Perception, beyond the veil of illusion. So the idea that you just have to be one thing is an illusion. Oh, I'm being called to bring something up as well. This is personal to me, but I think it will resonate with someone. So I have a friend on the other side, and I like to think he walks very closely with me in my life. And he used to say this thing that I think is so beautiful. And he used to say it in reference to like just silly little things, but I've never forgotten it, and it will always follow me everywhere. And it's become like so true on such a deeper level. And that is, two things can be true. So I'm just going to let that sit for a second, and I'm going to say that again. Two things can be true. Just because you're sometimes the bad friend doesn't negate that you're also a good friend. But allow them to both be true so that you can choose, you know? Or, you know what I was saying, not just friend, but whatever. So yeah, the illusion is the idea that the illusion is just the idea that we can only be one thing at a time. Like, we can only be good or bad, light or shadow. But people are complex. And like, the more complex you allow yourself to be, without judgment, the more you will learn to love yourself. Also, illusion is the idea of separation. So that person that hurt you, they're not separate from you. They're a part of you. And therefore, your anger to them is not a bad thing. But it's not really also about them so much as it is about you, you know? I hope that makes sense. But yeah, okay, so let's say that happens and you're able to move through this energy. By the way, can I just say, I am totally winging it here. I am turning up perfectly imperfect today. Come from work, not feeling too great, feeling a bit under the weather. So maybe that might feel like it resonates for somebody. Maybe you're doing the same in your life. But yeah, let's see if we can get some messages. I wondered if this would come up. The Five of Cups. Yeah, there's a grief. There's a grief over what could have been. I feel like this, when I see the Five of Cups, I feel like it's talking about grief over old dreams. And also I'm getting like, this came up in my life recently, so I hope this resonates. But it's like, if you feel jealousy, jealousy is just a mask for something else. It's actually not the thing. It's either a mask for an unrealized desire that you have to have something in your life that you didn't know that you desired, or it shows up as grief because somebody else was able to bring into their reality something that maybe you've had to let go of. And that can be oh my God, that one's the hardest type of jealousy, because when you realize that you're just grieving the thing that you got so close to perhaps and then just couldn't bring into your reality, and you see somebody else with that can be really, really hard energy. But the guidance here is, like I was saying, two things can be true. You just need to balance that energy of like, I am both, the grieving person who is experiencing this grief as jealousy, and also I'm happy for this other person and I don't really want what they have. I wanted what I thought was meant for me. That's what I wanted. And so Yeah. And strength. So this is a card that talks about the ego. And there could be an ego death going on here. So if you feel like you've just been going through it and a lot of dark feelings have been coming up, the strength isn't about pushing those dark feelings away. It's about working with them and taming them. Like, she's got the lion there. Do you see? You know? Like, the lion is us in our primal self. You know, we want to lash out. We want to seek revenge. We want to scream, act like a brat. But the angel here, or the girl here, sorry, is, you know, working with the lions, working with that primal state, and, you know, lovingly tending to that lion, not rejecting him or killing him or being cruel to him or putting him in a cage. It's just working with him, taming him. So there's something in that. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands. And the page to me always represents like a student sort of energy. Like this is the... Oh, I'm blanking on the words. I'm sorry. Yeah, kind of like a student, like the mentee. You're learning how to wield your fire. And that's going to be really important, especially as you move into that Emperor energy. And you are going to bring in like a lot more abundance in whatever way that means to you. It doesn't have to be money, it doesn't have to be career-based, whatever you're trying to work on in terms of resources or energy or whatever it is right now. Maybe that's love. Then it's going to come in for you, but you got to work with this right now, because it can't come in while you're doing this. It's waiting on you to do this shadow work. Yeah. All right. I might leave it at that, but I hope that was helpful for whoever's been watching that. That was helpful for me. So I will catch you guys next one. And don't forget to catch my Moon Mondays, where we like tap into like astrology. And I have been doing some shorts, which looks at the tarot. If you've ever wanted to learn tarot, I'm looking at the major arcana. So be sure to check those out, and I will catch you next time. Bye.